Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Tropical Storm Tammy. So, Tropical Storm Tammy has formed in the western main development region of the Atlantic Ocean, and as of 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Wednesday, October the 18th, Tropical Storm Tammy has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 1,007 millibars, and westerly movement at 23 miles per hour. Looking at the latest cone for Tropical Storm Tammy, Tropical Storm Tammy is expected to approach Barbados by early Friday morning and then approach areas like Martinique into Dominica and Guadeloupe as we go into Friday afternoon to early Saturday morning as a tropical storm, where tropical storm watches have already been posted by the National Hurricane Center in the yellow. Tammy is then expected to curve through Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis into Saturday afternoon, and then curve north into Sunday afternoon, and then begin to curve northeast out to sea by Monday afternoon. Looking at the latest interactive cone and satellite imagery for Tropical Storm Tammy, Tropical Storm Tammy is beginning to organize on the visible satellite with a cluster of thunderstorms around the center. However, we are seeing some wind shear that is going to keep Tammy weak in the near term. Looking at Thursday 1 a.m. Central American Time, Tammy is expected to slowly strengthen to a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the west. Going to Thursday 1 p.m. Central American Time, a 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the west-northwest. As we go into Friday 1 a.m. Central American Time, a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm approaching Barbados just to the north. And then as we go into Friday 1 p.m. Central American Time, a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm approaching Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Dominica. And then by Saturday 1 a.m. Central American Time, a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm just southwest of Guadeloupe, maybe even over Guadeloupe, moving through Antigua, Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis as a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm, Saturday 1 p.m. Central American Time, and then through Anguilla, curving north by Sunday 1 p.m. Central American Time as a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, and then to the northeast by Monday 1 p.m. Central American Time as a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Now, taking a look at the computer models, first the GFS model. Here is Tropical Storm Tammy as of Wednesday afternoon, and as we go through the next couple of days, going into Thursday, the GFS model organizes Tammy to a mid-grade tropical storm as we go into tomorrow afternoon, and then we start seeing some rain in Barbados as early as Friday morning, and continuing through the day Friday as we see Tammy approach the northeastern Lesser Antilles in Guadeloupe, Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda by Saturday, rain spreading across the central and northern Lesser Antilles, and then as we go into Friday night, Saturday morning, heavy rain across areas like Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, as Tammy begins to curve to the northwest, and going into Sunday, rain continuing across the northeastern Lesser Antilles and possibly in the Virgin Islands as well, before Tammy starts to move to the north, potentially becoming a hurricane in the GFS model by Monday. Looking at the 12Z run of the European model, the 12Z run of the European model shows rain beginning in the central northern Lesser Antilles as early as Thursday morning, as well as Barbados, and keeps Tammy weaker, bringing a more disorganized but wetter system across the Lesser Antilles into Friday and Saturday, and even into Sunday, we see Tammy curve to the north, bringing rain to most of the Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, maybe even Puerto Rico, all the way through Saturday afternoon, before we begin to see the rain pool to the north on Sunday. And looking at the Canadian model, the Canadian model keeps Tammy a tropical wave, which means that the Canadian is not initializing the strength of Tammy very well at all. However, the Canadian brings a lot of heavy rain to Barbados starting Thursday afternoon through Thursday night. Heavy rain from St. Lucia northward into Friday, and this continues into Saturday. And then the Canadian brings a lot of rain to Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis through Saturday before, and then even into Sunday, as the Canadian has a slower movement on Tammy before Tammy begins to curve to the north by Monday in the Canadian model, where Tammy eventually becomes a weak hurricane. Now, looking at rainfall accumulations in the models, looking at the GFS model. The GFS model is putting about up to 1 inch of rain in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then as we go across the Windward Island chain from all the way from St. Vincent and the Grenadines through St. Lucia, we're seeing about 1 to 1.5 inches from Martinique through Dominica through Guadeloupe into Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of rain from Tammy, according to the GFS model, and Barbados. You could be seeing as much as 3 to 4 inches. So flooding is going to be possible, especially in Barbados and the northeastern Lesser Antilles from Tammy. Looking at the European model is putting pretty much the same thing as the GFS, about 1 to 3 inches across the entire Windward Island chain into the Virgin Islands, and pockets as high as 4 inches in Antigua, Barbuda, and Anguilla in the European model. So flooding is going to be a concern once again. And the Canadian, as always, is the most bullish on the rainfall accumulations, bringing widespread 2 to 5 inches of rain across the entire Windward Island chain, Barbados, Martinique, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda, into St. Kitts and Nevis, into Anguilla, the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, even Puerto Rico, if the Canadian model verifies, will get as much as 3 to 5 inches of rain. So, if you live anywhere across the Windward Islands, especially in Barbados, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Dominica, make sure you're watching Tropical Storm Tammy very closely and making tropical storm preparations if you live in these islands. Thanks for watching this evening's update on Tropical Storm Tammy. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.